If you're going to talk about Street Fighter, you better talk to somebody who actually knows the game. And what about the special combat advisor, Seth Killian, for Street Fighter 3 Third Strike? What does a special combat advisor actually do?
Basically, if you like it, I did it. If you don't like it, that was somebody else. But I get to float around on all of our fighting games and try and make sure they're as awesome as they can be in as many different ways as possible.
Yeah, tell the people who don't know you, what your background with fighting games in general. You do have a pedigree.
It runs back a little ways. Yeah, I realized the other day I've been playing Street Fighter for 20 years, which is a little sick. But I played ever since I was a little kid in the arcades. Came up as a tournament player, played for the U.S. national team, and traveled around the world playing Street Fighter, and helped to start one of the largest tournaments in the largest tournament in the world now for competitive Street Fighter, and write about it, give lectures at universities about it, and I basically live and breathe Street Fighter. So yes.
University lectures about Street Fighter? What do you tell them?
I tell them to buy more Street Fighter, mostly. And then they throw me out. No, they're great. They do a lot of game design programs, and they have really interesting programs. So we talk about some of the mind games and the sort of meta theory behind Street Fighter, as well as some of the technical details on why this is a more fun or sort of more impactful way of doing things. But it gets pretty nerdy, but that's what game design programs are for.
I've never been very good at fighting games. How many seconds would it take for you to take me down?
Depends on the game, but less time than we've spent talking about it right now.
Good to know. But we actually have a game to talk about, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. What's special about this title? What sets it apart from the other Street Fighters?
So Street Fighter 3 Third Strike was sort of considered the pinnacle, the end point of the traditional Street Fighter series. So Street Fighter went away for about 10 years and then restarted with Street Fighter 4. This was the game where we ended up, and it's considered in Japan to be sort of this masterpiece in many ways. But there's a whole audience of players now who grew up with Street Fighter 4 that never really played a game like this. So it was our intention to reintroduce Street Fighter 3 Third Strike and the magic that brought to so many players. So many players play almost nothing but Third Strike because they're addicted to it. Try and bring that back for a new generation with a bunch of additional features while keeping the original core gameplay that made it such a huge success, enduring in tournaments for well over 10 years.
But exactly what are those features that made it's very nebulous. It's awesome, but yes. Let's go into nerdy details. What sets Third Strike apart?
That is a fantastic question. So, I'll talk about what this edition and what we've done to sort of bring it up to speed for this generation is one, of course, HD filters, new art, things like that. We've also got an exciting piece of online middleware called GGPO, which is a player favorite. It's some of the fastest networking technology in the world, so people will have really amazing experiences online. It uploads straight to YouTube, but it's also just rich with features internally. Like if you've never played a game like Third Strike before, it utilizes, the entire Street Fighter 3 series uses a mechanism called parrying, which is a bit tricky to learn because it basically you tap forward or down just as I'm attacking you at the same time, but it takes time to learn all those techniques. So we've got a brand new training mode where you can practice parrying any situation that you can cook up and practice that. We've also got trials that you can practice parrying, trials that you can practice all your combos, as well as first-person single-player incentives, sort of Call of Duty style almost, where, if you've got 14 kills with the FAMAS and you're about to unlock something at 25, you see it count down, you'll see the same thing here in Third Strike. If I can win another match with an uppercut, I'm going to unlock this. And what you do is you unlock in-game currency, which you can use to unlock new sound, new music, new stages, remix character art, development notes and art there as well. So keep a little motivation for the player and provide them the incentive they need to really get up to speed with Third Strike, which is a tough game to learn in some ways, but we've got better tools than we've ever had before with the original arcade release.
As you said, Street Fighter went away for a while, and during those years, there are of course other fighting games coming out. But when Street Fighter 4 came out, a large part of these game journalists and games fans all over the world fell in love with it again. What is it with Street Fighter that still holds? You've been, as you said, you've been playing it for 20 years.
Well, the thing that keeps Street Fighter sort of eternally fresh for me is you've got great mechanics and a great design there, but ultimately it's the players. So it's not that I'm playing Street Fighter, it's that I'm playing my friend and I'm invested in that, but also even when we're not friends or I've never met you before, I can see the way your mind works and I see, oh, this is what he's thinking here. He's going to be trying to set this up, but I know that he knows. So, and now I'm going to do something that will surprise him. And then it's these layers of prediction and knowing the mind of your opponent get deeper and deeper and layered, and that's what keeps the game eternally fresh, is that challenge never goes away. Even for the greatest player in the world, everybody else is a new box of mysteries and can surprise you. And what's amazing is how you can defeat people that you've never met before by reading their minds, literally. And that's what's exciting to me. It's very much like poker in that regard, actually. There's a huge crossover between a lot of the top competitive Street Fighters and poker players. So, strange but true.
All right. Thank you very much for your time.
Please, my pleasure.